Hello and welcome to the Forge Lion Swkollcast. I'll be your host, Swkoll, and today we're looking at a 5v5 team game on Wonder Open 5v5. It's a pretty fun game. It was sent to me by the RK4000 himself, maker of the wonderful mod, and has now devoted his life to pinging Gorton. A noble task indeed. So up in the top, in the back position, we have Butt, of course, taking on Aeon as you would typically expect, and then we have Mersey, Hef, Ia, Smurf Hunter, oh, that's a name I recognize, and we have Sazin. On the bottom team, wait. Alright, now I'm just stupid. I was reading. Oh man. This is actually Codus. I don't even know what I'm thinking. Seraphin's weird, okay? This is Total Tuna. Also taking Seraphim. Then we have Fear of Spoons, Unorthodox Box, and Shio. We have our nice development buddies sitting over here. And I do hear a bit of reclaim denial going on. Sazin attempting to destroy the Titan Wreck with a T1 Arty to deny his opponent the mass. And Mersey's T1 Arty will get caught out. So this map is slightly different to typical Wonder. The main difference that I notice is it has this big area is now more open, much more flat, which will allow these Selines to slip behind enemy lines. Looks like they're trying to maybe just scout out any engineers trying to get back mixes. Meanwhile, we have everyone just essentially trying to get some of the early reclaim that's located in these chunks near the middle of the map. And that T1 Arty will actually escape being caught up by the tanks. And there it goes. An early bomber gets one kill. Actually, looks like it'll get a second kill, maybe. Almost the crash damage. Was pretty close. Either way, this is sort of the early part of the team games where players just need to get their goes in order. They need to get their mexes teched, the reclaim gathered, watch these cool explosions that RK has given us. And just the side players need to secure their sides, the mid players need to secure their mids, and the back player needs to eco super hard to get out T2 and then T3 air at a reasonable time. Meanwhile, we see RK might have a run-in with Mersey as RK is trying to get gun on his ACU. A little Mantis assist, and it looks like he will cancel in response to this pressure. Cancel. I'm pretty sure he canceled that. Yeah, he didn't finish that. Upgrade. Either way, this is a bit of a aggressive push from Mersey. Just trying to force Gorton Pigger to cancel his upgrade. And to really just stall. You know, we have factory attack move entries, getting nice bits of reclaim. As these bombs from Butts have been quite effective. Especially because because bombers. And it looks like the bottom side team hasn't really gone for a very strong air presence. Wonder if bomber crash damage should be more. I don't know, I feel like crashing a bomber into an engineer should kill it. That would be cool. But yeah, Smurf Hunter has gone for T2 land and is now producing hoplites, which is quite an effective unit on such a wide and open map where there is a lot of opportunity for harassment. Did I mention how much I love these explosions? Because they're amazing. A bit of positioning going on in the downside, or the bottom left side, where Kotis is pushing back Shio's forces while Shio is getting one of the gun upgrades, and of course have the advantage of having their gun upgrades split. And now Total Tuna taking an opportunity to get some revenge, trying to send in some bombers, as Unorthodox Box has now switched up and has acquired Swiftwinds. Early engagement. Mersey almost done with this upgrade, but he's getting surrounded, gets the gun just in time. We'll have to get out of there as quickly as possible, as RK forcing his way forward, putting pressure on Mersey. He has the air control necessary, as he's trying to get emergency PD. Gunships coming in to try to get Gorton to back off. Or not Gorton, RK. T2 PD trying to get rushed up. Successful completion of that T1 PD. And Mersey down to about half health. He's going to have to retreat sooner or later. Those gunships will get shot down, as T2 land has shown up. Ultrava's in production, and the T1 PD is targeting RK. RK, he might have gone a bit too far in here. Overcharge takes out the T1 PD, but another one is up immediately after. Mersey going down to 4,000 health. Overcharge is going out across opposing ACUs. In the middle of all of this massive spectre gets successfully to Tech 2. So a bit of a non-engagement as RK will get overcharges off and push Sazin back. Meanwhile, Kotis is running his troops off, isolating Gorton's / RK's ACU. He's all alone. He might have to fight his way out. He does have gun on the ACU, so that should provide an opportunity. Meanwhile, we have Smurf Hunter and Fear of Spoons going at it. Smurf Hunter looks to be backing off with his gunships, as Fear of Spoons appears to be sitting on Tech 2 and gun. In a big early air engagement, lots of wrecks flying everywhere. It's Swiftwinds v Swiftwinds, and it looks like Unorthodox Box might just have the greater number of Swiftwinds. These wrecks going everywhere. Meanwhile, Shio running his entire army directly past Kotis' lines. He's gotten him all the way back into the power. Kotis is trying to clean up. He's lost several mexes, and a T2 PD here will stop any further advance. It's like minor damage all around, except to these mexes. But it has opened another opportunity for Shio to do a second push through the middle. I don't think that will be incredibly successful. So Unorthodox Box has thoroughly secured air, but Mercy is being produced by Butts. He's already got 2, and Gorton's ACU does have a static AA turret and more or less air control, but if Mercy's can successfully snipe RK's ACU, that's a huge issue. Meanwhile, we have Smurf Hunter versus Fear of Spoons again. Great overcharge on the hoplites. Action just happening all over the place, all at once. Looks like the Mercies do come in. don't kill RK. But Fear Spoons having a lot of difficulty. There are a bunch of hoplites here, but the hoplites aren't kiting. They're just pushing further into Spear of Spoons as the gunship trying to focus down apparently T2 mexes after taking out some power. Overcharge is keeping Fear of Spoons alive. The energy storage might be a good target to start shooting at. Tons of T2 flak and Unorthodox box flying directly over that. Huge air casualties. As Assassin deciding to force his way through Total Tuna's lines. Total Tuna has been quickly skipping to T3 land. He's got a single Ulshava out as things are happening. It looks like RK with a Fire Beetle drop, looking to position that. Could catch Smurf Hunter's ACU very out of position. He's already cordoned off by Total Tuna's ACU, which has been pulled to try to kill Smurf Hunter here, as his base is being overrun in the back. The Fire Beetles are dropping off now, and easy kill for RK. Smurf Hunter goes down, opening up a huge hole in the top team's defenses. Meanwhile, Total Tuna's base is getting pretty much overrun. It's got a few T2 PD, but they're not in the right place at all. Flak isn't exactly a very useful unit here, as there are Obsidians and many Auroras in its push. A few sniper bots from Total Tuna have been made in a single Autumn now. We might try to do something here, but Obsidians have been known to be quite good against T3 units, and the sniper bots need to go back to marksmanship school if they ever want to hit anything besides hills. And it looks like Kotis trying to push through here. Bit of a fire base war going on. Both sides have opted to build PD. But Total Tuna coming in with his ACU. Few overcharges here, few overcharges there. Sniper bots trying to do DPS from range, and avoiding hills whenever possible. So Total Tuna isn't in the best of shape, but he's certainly in better shape than Smurf Hunter, who is now out of a base. More Fire Beetles being produced from RK, looking to take another advantage where he can, and strategic bombers out from Unorthodox box. Meanwhile, Butts is still producing swift wins. These strap bombers could do great things offensively, but it looks like Unorthodox box is just going to use them to pick off an Ulshava here and there, which is a very safe move. Keep your strap bombers alive. They're hardly cheap. Hardly cheap at all. This push will be short-lived. So Total Tuna has recovered, now has Autumns in place to stop these run-bys from happening. Okay, -1. Wow. Didn't even notice there's so much stuff going on. And Strap Bomb's coming out, taking 2 T2 P-Gens at once. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Butts is almost done with his Raz upgrade, but that was half his power production. Maybe he's gonna have to siphon off some power from his allies to just finish that up. The Strap Bomber actually coming around for round 2. This does scout out Artie drops, as Unorthodox box takes air control completely now. Butts trying to spam up static AA to prevent any further harassment. But the bottom team do know about these Artie drops. It's half the battle, and Total Tuna's fleet of scouts now patrolling around. And more Fire Beetles being prepped from RK. sniper bots having run-ins with T2PD. Not something you really want to see. Sniper bots do have a hard time hitting stationary targets, apparently. It is worth noting that Butts has taken over Smurf Hunter's old base. So now he's working on 2 bases versus Unorthodox's Box's 1 base. One of the arty jobs tries to come in. The ASF are too fast, and in conjunction with RK's units, are able to shut it down. He has prepped the Fire Beetle drop. Looking at potential targets, we have Kotis sitting over here under shield with a bunch of units, but no AA. We have Mersey sitting very far back behind lines of T2 AA, and we have Sazin sitting pretty much out in the open without any anti-air at all. Another arty drop will come out from Butts, hopefully a bit more successful than the last one. Maybe trying to take advantage of the fact that Sazin has effectively secured this side, and that will be a successful successful Fire Beetle drop on top of Sazin, who is no longer secured the top right. Although this arty drop will come in, possibly not as effective as the Fire Beetle drops have been. Although it will land, ASF were slow to intercept. We'll take out a few mexes here and there. Total Tuna's base has just been totally harassed. But Total Tuna isn't really the threat that these guys have to worry about. It's this man in the red right here. And that's just a single beat desync. Not the end of the world. Meanwhile, this man in the red pushing forward with mobile missile launchers, with a bunch of stealth rhinos behind them. We're trying to pull off some mind games here. Looking from Mersey's perspective, he sees the units retreating, but he also sees the rhinos advancing towards him, and now they're coming out. Let me go back again. The stealth is getting a bit confused. And Shio now starting his rouse. And a big push from the bottom side team, going to try to secure Sazin's base and put pressure on Butts' expansion, forcing him to go to T3 land in an attempt to stop this push. So if this push gets too far, it could end up all the way in his base, and without any real land defenses in the back position, he's going to have trouble. T3 land factory completes trying to rush up T1 PDs, and this 43 kill Otham doesn't care about PDs. It's like, yeah, I'm an Otham and your PD is hitting the ground. Very effective. Showed the ground who was boss, and T2 PD being constructed in the back. Meanwhile, RK going ahead and pushing onto these sniper bots. Sniper bots getting caught out. These things only have 500 health. Don't want them to be poorly positioned, because that will be the end of them. A single Harvey gets produced in this TV3 land factory. It will go down after killing a single Ulshava. RK's gunned ACU pushing forward onto Mersey. Doesn't look like he's prepping any more drops. As Mersey's ACU having to deal with these Bolsheviks. The Othams now taken out one of the air factories of Butts, and will now be sent to possibly kill Mersey. Mersey not in a good spot here. He's got mole missile launches ready to kill him if he ever stops moving. And these Autumns and Ultras putting on considerable damage. He does have Raz, which is not entirely relevant, but it means he doesn't have anything impressive. But overcharges do win the day. It's just T2, Gun, and Raz. Very typical. ACU at this point in the game. And a Restore from Butts, trying to clean up all these mole missile launchers. As Arcade creeps forward, pushing Mersey back to his defensive line. He's got what looks like 2 T2 PD and 2 T1 PD and a tactical missile defense. Meanwhile, Unorthodox Box, he's massing strat bombers after completely controlling the air. All these mole missile launchers will just completely wreck all of the defenses that RK can't finish off himself. As Restorers being brought in to target the Rhinos, we'll force the Rhinos back. With this many ASF are quite a big deal for Butts. And Butts having to invest in air and is now constructing a GC, possibly abandoning air in favor of trying to get some sort of land control back. Targets for a GC might come down and help Codis just push through, as Codis has been holding his own for pretty much this whole game. A few run-bys from Shio here and there have been problematic, and now T3 Artie going to lob their way towards the shields as the Strat Bombers do come in. A whole horde of T1 Artie from Codis trying to get Arcade to fall back on his low health ACU, but our T1 Artie will just die very quickly, as Gordon is actually being fed veterancy here, up to 84 kills. And the Obsidians just don't stop. They're already most of the way through the base. Looks like Total Tuna sniper bots have somehow managed to wander over here. It looks like the Artie should finally take out the stationary Obsidians. Meanwhile, T1 bomber harassment doesn't stop, but the Strat Bombers do come in. Mersey down to half health. They do spot the GC, as the GC looks like it will move to support Mersey. Sniper bots are in position to defend against such a GC, and Strat Bombers also a great unit against GCs as well. And another Fire Beetle transport is fully loaded and ready to go. And now it is no longer fully loaded and ready to go. It's actually gotten the Fire Beetles off their transport, although bricks are in production. This is the really aggressive move that the top side has to make. They've got T3 AAs, which get taken out in the first pass of Strat Bombers. Now the GC trying to do a bit of a dance to avoid them, as the Restorers are brought in to do some anti-air work. But ASF are having trouble, and here are the Fire Beetles being brought in, dropping. It's like a few of them decide not to attack. Go Fire Beetles, kill, kill. Toying with them, apparently, as the Strat Bombers do eventually take out the GC. As continued Restorer production is quite ineffective. Oh, an explosion. But a big mass chunk that hopefully the topside team should be able to secure. Although it looks like RK not going to be having any of it. Moving his forces in conjunction with Total Tuna's forces. While Shio does a nice run by us on Kodis's face. Kodis isn't in great shape. He's lost T2 power, multiple mass extractors, and is pretty much completely surrounded at this point. Being bombarded with artillery. He needs to either get out of there or make some play to secure his base. That's difficult considering how much air power is on the side of the bottom team. In addition to these T3 land units, which will take out the engineers sent to reclaim the GC, as Mersey 27% done with a chicken. An additional experimental might be worth considering, but for the failure of the first one, I don't know if it's such a great idea. Maybe it's intended to be used defensively in conjunction with lots of mobile T3 AEA and SAMs. But it needs to be done as these bricks are pushing forward. There is a chicken for the bottom side team moving that way right now. As these sniper bots continue to be useless. And it looks like another experimental for the bottom side team has already arrived at Kodis's base, murdering engineers. And Kodis trying to run. I don't know if he'll be able to get out of there. And where is he going to run to? His fallback position is under attack, as Mercy is about to get run over by a bunch of strap bombers. Looks like most of them missed there. Mercy does have a lot of health, so that could be it, but another run by from the strap bombers will take him out. As the GC does find Kodis's ACU, and Kodis can't run. GC just walk over everything. And it's the last two players, last two front players down for the topside team, as Butts is the only one remaining with his quantum gateway. And he gens. Now he's got two experimentals headed his way. There's a bit of his Yotha does count as a dead Yotha, so that chicken took a bit of damage from the explosion. But Mercy leaving that P-Gen with like 90 HP remaining is just going to resort to trying to build as many T2 PD as possible, trying to kill this Yotha before it gets too close. It looks like he'll successfully kill the Yotha, which should slow down the advances from the hoplites, but the GC is there targeting Butts' ACU, and that will be game. As a fire beetle drop comes in into the incoming explosion and dies. So I thought that was just a bit of a fun game, showcasing how great fire beetles can be if you're willing to try to use them, even at probably a mid to high skill level. They're not necessarily the joke unit you would expect, but in fact, they're quite effective. So thank you for watching, and good night.